what do you think these ghosts are? Is it people that are trapped? Is it like, what is it?
So I have different theories, kind of. It can get weird. It can get really weird. I think one of the ones that I like to kind of go into that I've been exploring more is the idea of time. That like there's a whole theory in like quantum entanglement and quantum physics where like there really is no time. Like when you think of what time is, it's something that we made to organize the day.
Right.
So there's a whole theory in quantum physics that like kind of everything that has happened and will happen and is happening is all happening technically at the same time, but it's our perspective, it's our consciousness that's making this reality now. So based on that, there's some weird, I don't know how or why, but there could be moments in certain locations, certain things that we can almost see through into the past or another time period. We did the Conjuring House, I think it was in Rhode Island, I believe, that they inspired the original Conjuring movie. And we were interviewing a daughter of the mother who, if you watch Conjuring, like the main mother who was affected the most, that was her mom. And she told us that after a while, the mother, because she was seeing these spirits in the house and it made her go crazy, but she finally came to a reasoning that she's just witnessing their life and their time. Like for whatever reason, her at that point, she could see into, like there's like a hole and you could see into that time. And at first it obviously freaks you out and it's scary, but she kind of accepted that and realized like, oh, this is just the family living here before us, like just doing their thing. And it made her be able to, I guess, become sane and kind of live with it and just understand that like, that's what it is.
Right.
It's not scary. They're not trying to hurt you or anything, at least in that case, you know, but it was just this, for some weird reason, you're able to glimpse into, you know, another time period.
What do you think is most misunderstood about the paranormal?
And there's probably a lot. I think, you know, I think with us, you know, kind of we mentioned earlier, like people think like, oh, we're a TV show, but this isn't a TV show. It is our life. You know, like there's stuff that you'll never even know about and never see about that happens to all of us. All four of us on the show, like we communicate, we talk to each other. Like we've had calls in the middle of the night that's like someone's in my house and freaking out and then no one's there. And just going through crazy bad luck after a really intense investigation or feeling like something's holding you back and holding you down. And, you know, we've all been through this. And I think that's the biggest misconception that, you know, I wish I could, and I get it because it's TV and I get it. And I'm very skeptical of TV myself. So I understand, but like, this is our life. Like this isn't just, we're doing this for entertainment. We're doing it because we do love it and we're all fascinated in what this is and we want to know more. And we've been doing it so long that I feel like we're invested.
Right.
But it is our life. It affects us day to day and, you know, sometimes worse than others.
Has this affected the way that you think about your own mortality? And are you scared of death?
I'm not scared of death. I do believe there's more to it than this. I don't want to die.
Right.
I do enjoy this life and I enjoy everything we get to do. But basically I've developed my, I guess, mantra, if you will, or goal in life. My simple goal in life is to wake up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Like if I can wake up tomorrow morning, I have a whole nother day that I can do whatever I want. If it's a crappy day, sucks.
Yeah.
But if I wake up the next day, I have another chance,
right.
You know, and whatever happens after this, I do know there's more to it. So I'm not necessarily afraid. Of course I would miss this, you know, I do enjoy it. So
do you have a code word that you tell your family if you die and somebody's checking for spirits?
No, I just want to mess with them. I don't,
right.
I don't want them to know it's me.
Gosh. All right. So this is the 29th season, right? Of
yep.
Ghost Adventures. Yep. It just aired last night. Yep. Tell me what to expect from this season.
Yeah. So, I mean, last night was a wild one. It was a 2-hour special that we investigated the Poltergeist house where they actually filmed the 1980s movie. And
favorite movie.
That was, if you know any of the lore, it was riddled with curses and tragedies, things like that, and even hauntings that were going on. And what was cool, we went into that investigation just as an episode. It was just going to be a regular 1-hour episode, but we caught insane evidence that we had to dive deeper, and we investigated even further, and it ended up being a 2-hour investigation.
Wasn't there some, and I just kind of remember like a lot of the cast members ended up dying later on.
A few of the cast members dying, a lot of the crew. Even were interviewing people like in the neighborhood while it was going on, and that they were experiencing paranormal and hauntings even at the house while they were filming.
I can't wait to watch that, actually.
Yeah, so that was pretty wild.
Don't look into the lights.
Yeah, and it was just cool to be there. We did experiments with an old TV set like they had in the movie, so it felt very nostalgic, and it was really, really a cool experience to be able to do that. We go back to a location we've done before called the Glen Tavern Inn, which is just a really cool old haunted, very classic haunted hotel kind of vibe. And we went back because they recently had tragedies and they felt like the activity's picking up. So we went back to kind of reinvestigate and see what was going on. And it was cool. We brought out a friend of ours, Jonathan Davis, who's the lead singer of the band Korn. So he came out and investigated with us. So that'll be coming out this season.
Awesome.
Which he was amazing. And it's cool when we bring in these people that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
But they're full on hardcore into it and they do an amazing job. Right. Another episode this season we investigate. I'm just blanking. It's one of the casinos down by Buffalo Bills, not Buffalo Bills, the one across the street.
Okay.
Or you can edit this out. My brain fart.
Remember the name of it?
Whiskey Pete's.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's another episode where we investigate Whiskey Pete's because it's closing down, which was cool to be in a casino that's basically gutted and empty because you're used to seeing it lively. So it's just really weird and eerie. And then we brought out comedian Matt Rife with us for that one. And it was the same thing. Like, I didn't realize, like, he's a full-on investigator. Like, he actually does ghost hunting in his spare time as well.
No way.
So it was really cool to do that and experience that.
He must have loved that.
Yeah. I think we talked about, we do the Winchester Mystery House, and we do a seance on the 100th anniversary of Houdini being there with the only blood relative, which was pretty amazing. Wow. We do another old classic haunted mansion called the Rispin Mansion, where we found, like, it's kind of been sitting abandoned, but we find this a lot, which is another scary variable and layer to add into things. People have been breaking in there and doing their own rituals. Like, we found, symbolism and remnants of rituals. And, like, that's the thing. Like, we don't know what these people are doing, what they're trying to conjure, what they're trying to bring out. And even if they're doing it right, even if they're just like kids with a Ouija board messing around, sometimes you can open up something and it really, can create a dark environment.
Right. Speaking of poltergeist for 1 second, do you have a favorite scary movie that is so believable that scared the shit out of you?
I mean, poltergeist always stuck there. I was always a big fan of The Shining growing up. I always liked that, which is it's basically a ghost story as well.
Did you like Blair Witch Project?
Yeah. Actually, we do. It probably won't even air for probably another year, but we just did something connected with the Blair Witch, which would be really cool to see when that comes out. But like I said, that probably won't be for a long time.
So we think there's going to be a season 30.
I mean,
there's enough to do.
Oh yeah, we've shot them. So like I said,
There's
just
no
keep
lack
shooting.
of ghosts.
Yeah,
I guess.
we just keep shooting. So we definitely have a good little backlog of episodes right now.
Awesome. So people can catch Ghost Adventures on Discovery Channel. It airs at 10 p.m.
Yep, 10
every
p.m.
week.
Wednesday night.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah,
I find this
absolutely.
fascinating. You've sort of made me a believer. I'm really excited to watch your show for sure.
Yeah, I mean, come by the Haunted Museum and check that out sometime. You can just going on a tour and going around there, you can pick up on things.
Yeah,
and experience
amazing.
things. And even in Vegas locally, there's a lot of things. There's a buddy of ours who does haunted tours over at the Pioneer Saloon, things like that. So there are things that you can do. Like, you can just kind of get out and dip your toes in it, if you will.
Right. My last question is, what, because there's so many skeptics, like, what do you think it would take for someone or for the masses to really believe? Do you think it's as simple as somebody needs to see something for themselves? Like the alien needs to come down from the sky and reveal itself? Or do you think that as decades go on, this will be a normal thing that people believe in?
I hope it will be. I think it will be to an extent, which is good, is that it'll be acceptable and people realize it. But I think, I don't know, I guess the negative part of it that I think about is, like, today's society, the way it's going, people are so quick to move on.
Yeah.
Like, I even do feel like an alien ship could come down right now and people are like, oh my God, all right, okay, all right, well, what's next? And just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I hope, and that's, I'm hoping that people embrace things more, but I do see the way things are going that, like, people are always moving on to the next thing as quick, and it's kind of like, yeah, whatever.
And it is kind of like if something was right in front of your face, I don't know that people would believe it as much too,
Right,
you know?
Or they'll still try to find something like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe it was
Debunk it.
yeah,
in
like
some way.
maybe I was just dreaming,
Right.
just maybe we're all somehow slipped drugs, or
Right.
they'll try to find something. And
So
I
maybe
get it
we
too.
need to believe a little more. Is
Exactly.
The point.
I think just being open-minded, and honestly, like I said earlier, like, I don't claim to be an expert. Like, people call me an expert because we've done it for so long, but I'm like, don't call me that. Like, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it all out.
You're just someone who's
I
really
have a lot of
experienced
experience.
it.
Exactly. And that's the thing, we don't know. Like, it might be something that one day we're like, oh yeah, that's normal, that's regular, and I hope it is in a way. But it's just something about being able to explore that, and like I said earlier, giving people closure at things, giving people their sanity back and their comfort back. I think it's an important thing. So I mean, if people are out there and they're experiencing things, like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
If you feel like you are, there's communities out there that you can definitely tap into.